For the Shiba Inu ecology, the arrival of Sherbarium marked a watershed moment. With the BONE token serving as the main gas fee token on the Sherbarium network, it added a new dimension. In theory, the token's value would increase due to a decrease in the amount of tokens, and the development team had promised to burn Shiba Inus with 70% of the gas fees. The burning procedure, however, is still done by hand. It has caused some people to question the system's openness and efficiency. The current setup involves burning Shiba Inu tokens purchased with BONE tokens made via gas fees. The burn procedure is rather laborious, which has created significant difficulties, despite how simple it sounds. The development staff needs to keep an eye on it constantly, and it's also very labor-intensive. Because of this, delays, mistakes, and inefficiency are all possible outcomes. Manual burns are unreliable and time-consuming in comparison to automated systems, which can respond instantly to changes in the market. Another bottleneck is the time it takes to collect gas fees, sell BONE, and burn Shiba Inu. Because of this delay, there may be a chasm between the team's stated goals and their actual achievements in tokenomics. Some members of the community have expressed their anger due to this delay. Members anticipate a more streamlined and expedited burn procedure. Because of this discrepancy, many are beginning to wonder if the Shiba Inu developers would be able to deliver on their claims. Manual burns are vulnerable to the ups and downs of the Bitcoin market, which is one of their main hazards. There may be major price swings and effects on market liquidity if you sell a lot of BONE tokens to purchase Shiba Inus. The development team must exercise caution when selling large quantities of BONE tokens, since this could lead to a precipitous decline in token value and add another layer of complexity to the process. For instance, the price of BONE could fall precipitously due to the abrupt increase in supply if the developers sold $1 million worth of BONE tokens all at once, both the holders of BONE tokens and the monies intended for burning Shiba Inu would suffer as a result of this. Maintaining equilibrium is challenging. Conflicts arise when trying to meet community expectations for Shiba Inu while keeping the price of BONE at a reasonable level. The group has committed to switching to an automated burning system by January 2024. In order to solve these issues, the burn process might be made more efficient, transparent, and error-proof with the use of an automated system. But the burning process is still manual, and the developers are fighting an uphill struggle with only a limited time remaining till the deadline. The gas expenses should have burnt over $900,000 worth of Shiba Inus, according to a study from last month which showed that over $1.3 million worth of BONE tokens had been created. However, the developers have reached a dead end as the present financial meltdown plays out. The community is worried because there are still approximately $500,000 worth of Shiba Inu tokens that have not been burnt. The recent volatility in the market is a major factor in the cessation of burns. Every week in December, the crew manually burned over $90,000 worth of Shiba Inu. The goal of this methodical approach was to prevent the catastrophic devaluation of BONE tokens that would result from an abrupt flood of tokens onto the market. Buying Shiba Inus with a steady stream of BONE tokens and then burning them has been the plan. From a monetary point of view, this conservative strategy makes perfect sense. In every market, the price of an asset will fall if there is an excess of supply for sale. BONE tokens are no different. The monies obtained would be less useful for buying Shiba Inu if the BONE was sold too fast, reducing its value. But this juggling performance has another level. Shiba Inus aren't the only ones at the developer's mercy. The BONE token project is another thing that needs their attention. It is illogical to put Shiba Inu burn speed ahead of BONE stability. It's as if you're attempting to develop something while destroying another. The developers are making great efforts to ensure the stability of both ecosystems, which demands meticulous planning and implementation. They seem to be trying to juggle two extremely fragile plates. The entire process crumbles if even one thing goes wrong. Here they're attempting to keep the value of BONE while simultaneously managing the expectations of Shiba Inu holders. The staff is clearly making an effort to guarantee the success of both initiatives, despite the challenging scenario. The original goal was to burn all of the Shiba Inu that had been collected by the end of January before switching to an automated burning system. It is uncertain whether the developers will achieve that deadline with $500,000 sitting unspent and the process stalled by the market meltdown. Lucy, who is in charge of Shiba Inu marketing, said that when the market is at a period of decline, the team will not burn Shiba Inus. To make matters worse, the market is still in a fall after the first Bitcoin ETF was approved. The group is now faced with a tough decision: finish the manual burns, which may further disrupt the market, or proceed with the automated method, which would leave a large portion of Shiba Inus unburned. The community is waiting for answers with bated breath as both options carry risks. Some members of the community are worried that the developers may be plotting to steal the money that is still available. On the other hand, this concern doesn't stand up when tested. No Shiba Inu would have been torched if the developers had intended to flee. If the team's goal was to leave, they might have retained all of the monies and avoided burning tokens altogether. Instead, they burned a substantial sum of tokens. However, the remaining $500,000 are still up for grabs. The developers are in a tough position, but it's too soon to draw any firm judgments. To show the community they aren't giving up, they need to move swiftly and be honest about it. The developers had to deal with burn process delays in December, which irritated many in the Shiba Inu community. Now the developers are balancing on a razor's edge as the market slump adds even more pressure. Because of the community's reputation for outspokenness, more delays risk escalating already present dissatisfaction. There is no worse time than this. A further escalation of the market meltdown could occur if the community begins to lose trust and sells off their Shiba Inu holdings. It's an intimidating thought. There may be no way out of the current downward spiral if Shiba Inu tokens are sold off in large quantities during a market that is already experiencing pressure. Accordingly, how will the developers proceed? Do they want to risk the bone's price being unstable by burning the remaining tokens? On the other hand, will they switch to an automated system, potentially resulting in a large portion of Shiba Inus going unburned? It's not an easy choice, and the following days will be pivotal. The Shiba Inu community is currently on edge, anticipating the developers' response. The ecology will benefit greatly if they are able to successfully traverse these dangerous waters. If, however, they falter, there may be major consequences for the community's faith in the project and the value of Shiba Inus. Regardless, with the financial meltdown ongoing and the program burn deadline approaching, Shiba Inus the center of attention, the project's stability or further disarray could be determined by the actions taken by the development team in the future. How this thing develops is something that only time can reveal.